I'm Phil.
I'm Nilden.
I'm Raz.
I'm gonna bust his ass.
I'm Brandon.
Slide jobs by the dozen out here.
Hello, this is Thomas.
Here. Pisser.
I'm John.
Sit down the back straightaway for the final time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
This is the Dirty Slider Podcast. Sit down, buckle up, and hang on. It's about to get rough. Welcome, everybody, to another exciting episode of the Dirty Sliders Podcast. This is episode 69. So, who was a racer for 69? The late, great Mr. Greg Biffle in the 2021 SRX Series before NASCAR got their panties in a bunch and decided to get that canceled. He ran the 69 for a few races, had a good time, and had a good showing. But we all love the number 69 for a different reason because we're all adults here. No children listening at all. But we got some dirt tracks to go to. We have some F1 to go to. We only have 3 knuckleheads tonight, but it's all right because it's my favorite knuckleheads in the world. So, let's start by getting into it with a little dirt track controversy. Mr. Raz, do you think we should cancel races because of wind, i.e. sailboat fuel?
Before we get into that, I prefer the number 77. It's just like 69, except you get 8 more.
See, I like 68. You do me and I owe you one.
Well, Tanner Thorson has come under a little bit of internet troll criticism for a decision he made. High limit canceled due to wind, winded out, however you want to phrase it, at Dodge City in Kansas. And Tanner Thorson, Dason Pursley, and I forget who else. Two other high limit racers said, "Hey, World Outlaws is racing right down the road. Let's go race there." And if it's just right down the road, didn't they have the same wind? I'm curious there.
Kansas is pretty flat, but I don't know, baby.
Because in Kansas, right down the road could be 200 miles away.
Yeah, it was close enough where they decided to drive. I don't know exactly how far. It was Dodge City and 81 Speedway. I don't know exactly where 81 Speedway is, but still in Kansas. So the controversy was that Tanner Thorson got there. He hot lapped. He qualified. Did not qualify great. He qualified 12th, I think. Was going to start 6th.
170 miles.
With it, okay, so
they can have different.
Hour and a little bit.
2 hours and 40 minutes.
Hour and a little bit away.
240 by Google.
It takes 2 hours and 40 minutes to drive 70 miles?
170 miles.
Oh, 170.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, they could have different weather.
Yeah. But it's literally make a left, make a right, and you're there.
Yeah.
It's down
it was
one.
Literally down the literally down the road.
Yeah, literally down the road. Don't need directions. Make a right when you see the lights pull in.
Yeah. So they scratched, and the initial post on X was that they were scratching due to wind, and they didn't want to risk damage to their equipment because we're running high limit, and this is not our series. Well, they edited that post and took the wind portion out and said, as a decision to preserve our equipment, we decided to scratch. So all the internet sleuths came out and said, well, he was just doing it. He wanted a prepped track and do a test session because they're running a fairly, as far as sprint cars go, controversial setup. It is the Tanner Thorson and his crew chief, his father-in-law, Stevie Smith of Smith Titanium fame, and also a legendary World Outlaws driver in his time. They run a coilover setup. So that's in the sprint car world. That's kind of revolutionary. It's almost everybody runs a 4-bar torsion bar setup in sprint cars. So testing obviously would be valuable for a fairly untried setup. So and then others were saying that he just did it to be disruptive to World Outlaws because he's running high limit, and then others were saying that he just pussed out. I don't accept that because if you know Tanner Thorson, that man does not have any pussy in him. he's go 100% all the time. The testing theory is interesting. I think there may be some truth to that, and I think it's a smart move. Why would you not go get some testing time on a race prepped track and other cars around you? I think it's brilliant. And I mean, I'm somewhat friendly with Stevie Smith. Every time I go out to Chili Bowl, I go out to a shop and visit with him and Nikki. And Stevie Smith is Tanner Thorson's father-in-law. He's married to Stevie and Nikki's daughter. And he, at one point last year, was thinking about quitting racing and just going to work with Stevie in the titanium shop. And then decided to stick it out. And I think it's really, it's obviously was a good decision. He's leading the high limit points. His run
doing well, for sure.
Yeah, has run really well. He's top 5, maybe even top 3 every race so far. I'm not sure.
21 points out right now.
I like Tanner Thorson a lot. He's a heck of a racer and a nice guy. But that brings up another controversy that isn't really being talked about on the internet. So we're going to stir up our own controversy here. How do you guys feel about this somewhat recent trend of wing sprint cars winding out, calling races due to wind?
I'm going to ask this question. What are the speeds of the winds they're calling out at?
I don't know the specifics. I know when they winded out down in Florida for Speed Weeks, there was one night where it was gusting 70.
Depending on where you get caught with a gust to 70 mile an hour gust. I was here in Florida, and those winds were no joke. I mean, they were no joke.
But here's the thing: you're driving. If there's no wind at all, that sprint car's driving head on into 100 mile an hour winds, right?
Right. But if you're going through turn 1 and you got a wind coming from 3 and 4 down to 1, and you get a 70 mile an hour gust as you're in a slide, and it catches the broadside of that thing 70 miles an hour, pushing it toward the wall. I mean, depending on what the wind's coming from, if it's in predictability, I mean, a 70 mile an hour wind coming from hitting you the wrong angle could create a big problem.
Oh, for sure. It was Friday night? Let's see. Dodge City Friday night was calling, and Dodge City was calling for 7 mile an hour.
70?
Saturday night, 7. And then Saturday night was 25 mile an hour. So, 25 mile an hour is nothing to sneeze at. It's definitely a sizable breeze.
But here's the thing, and High Limit, High Limit called it pretty early, so I'll give them credit for that, because you got a lot of fans that, were heading to a race. I don't think 25 mile an hour winds should be enough to call it off, but they called it early enough where some racers decided, well, hey, we're going to go down the road and go race the Outlaws.
Yeah, 240 minutes away. So,
well, what race was it? Those late models went piling into turn 1 because of the wind.
That was Volusia.
Yeah, it was 4 or 5 cars. So it wasn't a driver that didn't know what to do. It was, it was a sizable amount of the field that smacked the wall apparently due to wind.
Okay, but wind is nothing new. Wind is older than race cars. So we've always had wind with race cars. Are we making these race cars, dirt race cars, too sensitive in aerodynamics, so that now the wind is affecting them like that?
Well, we're talking moving a wicker bill a quarter inch on the back of a wing to make a difference.
Yeah.
So are they aerodependent? Way aerodependent now.
Absolutely. Well, look at the late models. Yeah. Look at the way the late models are. The bodies. We talked to Garrett when Garrett was on the show, and he was talking about aerodynamics with the cars. They're very aero dependent. So, so in answer to your question, absolutely, the cars are very aero dependent. And if they're aero dependent to the point that a 25 mile an hour sustained wind or up to 70-mile-an-hour gust is making it too dangerous to race the cars. 70 mile an hour is probably on any car. Catching it in the back end would probably mess your handling up pretty bad. I mean, look at it realistically. If you're driving across Nebraska or Kansas or Texas and they have 70 mile an hour gusts, they tell tractor trailers at doing 60 miles an hour, get off the road. I have been going down the road with the fifth wheel, and we have had Texas State troopers pull up next to us on their PA saying, "You need to get off the road now. Gusts ahead." So, and that's, so I don't know. I don't know the right answer. But
I think
I know this.
Go ahead.
No, go, Neil. Then.
I think the sanctioning body has to err on the side of caution and save face. If they run it and they pile them up into turn one, they're lambasted. Oh, you just destroyed 10 cars because you wouldn't call the race. The drivers are going to let you drive if you let them or not. You have to tell them they're dumb. They're going to drive race cars. Which, well, we're dumb. We're going to drive race cars. I mean, you can go all the way back to Niki Lauda going, "We need to stop this. We're killing each other." And I'm going, "I'm still going to drive race car." Go, Phil.
Yeah.
Well, this is another controversial thing. How much of it has to do with lawyers? Oh,
lawyers.
You saw that there was going to be bad winds, and you didn't call it, and Acme driver got seriously injured. You're now,
liable.
You are now liable
Negligent
negligent and liable. I mean, hate to say it. I hate to say that, but
lawyers can go to the devil and stay there.
Well, and I was going to say the same thing. Lawyers and insurance companies are probably play a role in this. The world has changed. In the 80s, if you went to a racetrack and you got hurt, well, you know what? It was on you. It's like, well, I screwed up. Pretty much no matter what happened. There was not even any expectation of your medical being covered by the track. It was just, I got hurt in a race car, and now I'm out of work, for 3 weeks or whatever it is. So the world has definitely changed, and part of that is racers will sue a track. It's happened, over decisions they make that got somebody hurt. And I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. If a track has a dangerous situation, then they should be held accountable for that. But where do you draw the line? Racing, to quote Ken Trader, I was pretty sure when they handed me a fire suit and a helmet that it was going to be dangerous.
Great slider.
I'm Phil.
I'm Neilden.
Big slider.
I'm Raz.
I'm gonna bust his ass.
I'm Brandon.
Slide jobs by the dozen out here.
Hello, this is Thomas.
Here. Pisser.
I'm John.
Sit down the back straightaway for the final time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
This is the Dirty Slider Podcast. Sit down, buckle up, and hang on. It's about to get rough.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, because as a car owner and driver, it's my choice. If I see something going on, I am, contrary to popular belief, I do have a few brain cells, and I am kind of smart. If I show up at a track and I see something unsafe, I can make a decision. I saw that they didn't have an ambulance there. I saw that the retaining wall wasn't what it should be. I saw something, blah, blah, blah. And then if I still go out there and get hurt, I can make that decision. I cannot get in the race car. I cannot go out there. So as far as racers suing tracks, I don't think that should be a trend. I don't think that's a good way to go, because I can also look at the weather and go, you know what? They're calling for 70-mile-an-hour gusts. Yeah. You know what, boys? Let's put it in the trailer and go up in the stands and drink beer with the fans.
But you come from a generation that was personally responsible for the things they do.
Well,
This new
that's
generation
true.
cries it's not their fault.
Critical thinking was
All
part
three
of
of
our
us.
upbringing.
All three of us made the call out at dang
El
it.
Centro?
No.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
I mean,
Prump because we ran out
it's-
of parts in Prump.
No, not Prump. What, is it?
Imperial?
Anyway, the one in Arizona, just over the
Oh,
border.
Yuma.
Yeah, okay.
Kokopah.
Kokopah, that's the word I was looking for. I was drawing a blank on it. All three of us made the decision to put Phil on the track, and there were 25 to 30 mile an hour winds because we were all freezing our nuts off in the pits. And we made that decision in a car that's probably a little less aero sensitive than a winged sprint car, for sure. But we still made the decision. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even a decision. We never even really discussed the wind or the potential for any disruption or possibility of upsetting the car. It didn't cross any of our radars.
But we did discuss it when we got out of the car. I remember that.
Yeah,
I was like, ooh, it got a little sketchy out there.
yeah. So I mean, Neil didn't have a point. Racers are racers, and we're dumb fucks, and we're gonna do dumb fuck shit. That's just all there is to it.
I mean, let's be honest. Driving a race car is not the smartest thing in the world.
No,
No.
It takes a lot of smarts to do it,
but
but it's not the smartest thing in the world to do.
Right.
I don't think 25 or even 30 mile an hour winds should be enough to call off a race. The track that's fairly close to me, Eldora, that's okay for me. That's a 2.5 hour drive. And if I were halfway through that 2.5 hour drive and then saw a notification on my phone that they were canceling due to wind, I'd be kind of pissed.
Yeah.
I can see the other side, though. Get all the way there, sit in the stands for an hour, and then them cancel it.
Yeah, I'd be even more pissed then.
It's one of those things. I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Every track is damned if you do, damned if you don't, especially when it comes to canceling. It doesn't matter.
If you call it, and people are going to be pissed because you call it saying you should have sat it out, especially if it doesn't rain or whatever. If you don't call it, people are going to be pissed because, you should have seen that the weather forecast was shitty and you should have called it because you wasted 5 hours of my life that I'll never get back and blah, 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 blah. A promoter can never win no matter what because the only thing that's 100% assured is you're going to piss off 50% of the people 100% of the time.
Well, and let's not forget that driver in that high-profile, aerodynamic sensitive car could take the wind out of the picture by backing off on the throttle pedal. But that's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah.
I've
But if
never
they
heard a driver
simply
say,
slow down,
I wish I had less power or I backed off because, I was it was too unsafe to be. No, hell no. No.
But I mean, realistically, they could take the wind out of the equation by simply slowing down. But that said, I'm a race car driver. You two are race car drivers. Nope, not gonna do it. I'm gonna drive it in that corner a little deeper than you did.
Because Raz, you and Neilden are going to back off, and I'm going to well, shit, I got another 10%. Watch this, and I'm going to freaking
I'm
send
going to go a
it.
little deeper than you.
Yeah, and until you get to the point where it's like, oh hey, I'm airborne because of the wind.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? Was it at Imola that GT prototype car? At Imola when they topped that little spot there and he got the air underneath and he ended up doing the backwards end over off the track into the trees?
That was at Le Mans.
Le Mans. I'm sorry. Le Mans. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. And it's like they knew it was going to happen. They've been talking about it.
Yeah.
They've been
By
talking
the way,
about the aerodynamics.
That car is in Mercedes' possession, locked away. It's like it's not on display. They still have it, and they just got it hidden.
Yeah, that car.
Well, I don't blame them.
That was how many years ago? 20 years ago?
Probably now,
30
yeah.
years ago? No, I don't know. It's a tough call because I'm going to go this far with it. Before anybody gets on here, all 10 of our fans get on here and say Phil's an idiot. We already know Phil's an idiot. You don't need to say that.
That's nothing new.
True. I'm going to say that insurance and lawyers probably have a lot to do with these decisions.
What is causing it.
Yeah.
Because drivers are probably not saying, I don't want to drive it.
Okay, but now here's another aspect that this brings up and obviously I'm poking the bear here and playing the devil's advocate or stirring up shit, however you want to put it. But for several years now, the winged sprint cars at the national touring level are way too aero sensitive, meaning that the disruption of that guy in front of you messes you up enough to where it becomes really difficult to pass. And if they're sensitive with no wind, then obviously they're going to be more sensitive with wind. So what's the solution? A smaller wing, limiting wing angle, limiting wicker bill, smaller side panels.
Take the wing off.
Oh, I'd love it. I prefer sprint cars without a wing for sure.
Take the wing off.
It's a purer form of racing, and I know that's going to stir up some controversy in the comments. To the point where a lot of people will call a non-wing sprint car a traditional sprint car. That's what they call it. Mm-hmm. It's not a non-wing sprint car because it's traditional. They were without wings for a long time. It's really the Outlaws in the 70s that made wing sprint car very popular. Now, don't get me wrong. I love watching a wing sprint car race. I think they're very cool. But I think a non-wing sprint car is a purer form of racing, and it's a completely different discipline. If you talk to anybody, Kyle Larson, Anthony Macri, Sunshine, Tanner Thorson, Brad Sweet, any of them, they will tell you that it is not the same.
No.
It takes a completely different driving style.
And that's exactly it. They sit there and say I've heard drivers who drive wing sprint cars say, put that wing on there. It will take a car that is ill handling and you can go very fast with it. Without changing the handling of the car, you just put the wings on and they will now go very fast because you're getting rid of a lot of that problem. Whereas I think Shane runs non-winged, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, he kind of runs both because his Lightning Sprint is winged and his full-size sprint car is a USAC 410 traditional sprint car.
Right, and I've heard, I believe it's him or somebody else. I've heard them say that when you get on the throttle, you're not depending on the aero of that huge ass wing to catch you. You're depending on that right rear tire to catch you.
Yeah, he says the Lightning Sprint's just glued to the ground with a wing.
Yep. So I mean, there's that. Again, I'm gonna go with it's probably because tracks are getting shut down. Tracks are having a hard time getting insurance, and I'm willing to bet you insurance companies are saying, you know what, you can't do this, you can't do that. If it does this, you can't do that. If there's lightning within 15 miles of the track, you have to shut down because of this, that, and the other. I bet you it's insurance. Insurance and lawyers.
Very well could be, for sure. I definitely wouldn't be surprised.
Car counts are dropping too.
Oh yeah. Well, car counts are dropping because it's expensive. I mean, right now people can't afford to race.
So, hot take: wings should be outlawed. Not allowed.
I mean, there's a basis for that. No, I was trying to pick my word. No, I mean, I would say there. You could argue that. You could sit there and say, get rid of the wings and let the guys race. Of course, your diehard wing sprint car guys are going to sit there and say, "Oh, Raz, you're an idiot. Shut up."
Oh yeah, but you know me, I like stirring the pot.
Yeah,
but here's the question of the weekend: would that race have been winded out if there weren't any wings on top of those cars?
If it was based solely on the promoter saying it was too gusty because of the wings on the cars, I would say the race would have happened had there not been wings. If it was based on the insurance company and lawyers, I would say they'd still call the race.
Yeah.
Because insurance and lawyers don't care if there's a wing on the car.
No, but again, we can go back to what cars don't have a wing. Late models. And they have got
but they're
top
very
of the corner.
They're
They're very
aerodynamic.
aerodynamic.
They are aerodynamic, but there's no
non-wing
wing.
sprint car probably has. I'm going to say it's probably the
fucking
least
7 foot
aerosensitive
wide, 7 foot wide, 15 foot long wing on that car.
Yeah, starts from the very front and goes all the way back to that little 1/4-inch wicker bill. In the very
possible.
back. Well, again, talk to the late model guys. They say they're very aero dependent. I mean, they tuck a bumper and they're done. They sit there, they're done.
That's why they're all twisted up, and we've beat that horse to death too.
Yep.
But in that outlaw race that we started off talking about, the race was fairly uneventful until the last lap, because Buddy Kofoid threw a Moab, mother of all bomb sliders, for the win.
Did he come from bumfuck Egypt?
He threw that slider from the hauler, man.
Damn.
Let me tell you what. And executed.
I have it here for you, Phil.
Oh, all right.
So, leader, Mr. Timms, go for you way back here. Can you see that, Phil?
Jesus
That's what,
Christ,
1,
he's
2,
a half a
3,
straightaway
4.
behind.
He's at least 10 cars, right?
Yeah, that's Ryan Timms in the lead.
Back straightaway. And into turns 3 and 4, they'll come to the white flag, nearly nose to tail. One lap
Sends it
to
the
go
first time.
in Park City,
Jesus.
Kansas.
Still ripping the lip.
Timms with Kofoid. Kofoid with
Tim's
a
got
run
some
down the back
breathing,
straightaway.
Ryan. That's 5 cars
Final
at
time
least.
into turns 3 and 4. Here's Kofoid with the slide
Stay ahead of my
jump
right
to the
rear.
cushion. Timms crosses back under the lead, but Buddy Kofoid gets the win in the final.
I mean,
Jesus.
from back.
Hey,
From way back.
Back straightaway.
Good God.
And
I mean,
into
he
turns
closed
3
it
and
up
4, they'll come to
going
the
into 3
white
and 4, for
flag,
sure.
nearly nose to
missed it.
tail.
Take the white
One
flag.
lap to go in Park City,
He's back
Kansas.
to a good 8 or 10 cars going into 1.
Timms with Kofoid. Kofoid with a run
Gets
down
it
the back
down to
straightaway.
5 down the
Final
back stretch
time into
and
turn
just
3 and
sends
4.
it.
Here's Kofoid with the slide job to the cushion. Timms
just
crosses
please grip,
back
please
under
grip,
the
please
lead,
grip, please
but
grip.
Buddy
We got it.
Kofoid gets.
I mean, if that ain't a send.
I'm not wearing one, but tip of the cap, son.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That was a thing of beauty.
That is when you see the phrase sendit.com, that's the picture. That's the video right there.
Yeah.
Send it.
And that was not dirty.
But
No.
That was a
not
proper
contrary.
send it with a slider.
Contrary to our name, that was not a dirty slider.
Not
that was,
dirty at all.
It doesn't get any cleaner than that.
Hats
And
off to Kofoid.
holy mackerel!
Yeah.
Hats
Now,
off.
that's when you send it and pray and it hooks and you're good. Because he couldn't have done that twice in a row.
No,
No, you're not sending it that hard twice in a row and getting lucky.
I'm going to jump off the dirt here real quick, but hey, Denny, that's the way to throw a slide job, not like what you did to Ryan. Okay, am I wrong?
well, before we get to the off the dirt,
We're getting close.
congrats to Ricky Thornton Jr. for getting back in the winner's circle.
RTJ?
Yeah, we're all fans of Ricky. He's a somewhat local racer to Barona and us, and we've kind of always been fans of his. And he won that race fairly convincingly.
Sendit.com.
Barona fires up again next weekend, right?
I think so. I need to put the
Sure.
calendar on my phone.
Sure.
Has Brandon been cleared to race yet?
Negative.
Does Neilden know where his helmet and fire suit is?
100%. I need to order gloves.
Hey, Neilden, don't
Yes,
bend
sir.
the steering wheel.
I'll buy another one.
It's
I'll just
cheap,
bring
right?
one with me. Just show up with a wheel in hand. What's that for? Here's your replacement.
When I get mad, I bend the steering wheel.
Hey, if it wasn't such a thin wheel, hey, I bent it back. It was almost as straight as it was to start.
It was not.
When that steering wheel was never straight again.
No, it was not.
I made a taco out of it. It's okay. Hey, it's better than what some other people have done.
And then Raz looks at me when we're watching the in-car video of that. Raz, he goes, "You're going to charge him for that steering wheel, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." Yes, I am. That was a $65 steering wheel.
I think I even came out of the car and said, "I owe you a wheel."
Yes, you did.
I mean, it was pretty easy, though. I didn't
after
hit
you hit it 10 times.
Yeah. You went McGilla Gorilla on it.
The third time. Good, gloink.
Dude, it's like yeah, I ate the $300 to fix the front end of the car, but yeah, you're buying the steering wheel.
Hey, I was just mad I messed up your rig, all right?
So you mess it up more.
Well, it's already messed up. Wasn't going to finish the race anyways. What am I going to do? Make it not race more? That's what next week's for. We'll fix it.
Shit.
Mongo like race car.
Mongo like race car. My name Neilden. I knuckle dragger.
Hey, I had a decent run going in the middle to the
Until
back.
you didn't. And
Well, I was being too nervous about wrecking your shit, and I wrecked your shit.
That's why you wrecked my shit, because you were being too nervous. Dickhead. What did I tell you?
I should just send
just
it.com.
fucking drive it like I do.
Well, I tried staying on the bottom.
Just gonna go there.
Oh.
drive it like Phil. Put the left front on the inside berm.
It worked for me. Fuck you guys. All right, get off the dirt.
We love you.
Did it?
No, you
did
don't.
it though? Really?
Yeah, it did.
Worked
for me. I didn't say it worked for you.
One more for off the round dirt. Have y'all heard the name of Mr. Toby Price?
No.
Dakar winner, off-road racer extraordinaire.
Once or thrice.
Yeah, he went dum-dum this weekend. He
Dum-dum
moved
for the
barriers
dum-dum?
onto the track during pre-running days before the Baja, the San Felipe 250. Him and his
Really?
co-driver were putting obstacles. They were putting booby traps out, allegedly.
Well,
If true, that's
allegedly they
bullshit.
got caught, I guess.
Well, there's enough evidence for him to get a DQ and him go radio silent.
Oh,
Dang, I've never heard of a racer doing that. You always hear about spectators doing
you hear
it.
spectators do it because they want to get parts, but a racer doing it?
Yeah, he was. They sold their Mason 4-wheel drive, Gen 1, and ordered the Gen 2. They were supposed to have the second one, and it was supposed to be ready for San Felipe. Well, during the race, they fired up the first Mason, second gen. So it obviously did not race. And the thinking is he was in a older Jimco 2-wheel drive, racing against the all-wheel drives to keep the points up, and was hoping to slow down the leaders. Or he was trying to disguise the route as a not open route so they'd go around it and he'd get the shortcut. So there's two thoughts. The one thing I will say is this was a truck-only section. It wasn't a moto section also. So San Felipe, they split it. They had a moto course in a section and a truck course. So it was going to be the leading trophy truck was going to be the first one to come upon it. Not a motorcycle. And, get it flat in a 40-inch tire. I mean, they were sizable rocks, but, I mean, people are, they're giant boulders. A boulder's what BJ Baldwin hit and stopped from 80 miles an hour to 0. I mean, they were large rocks. I mean, I'm not going to pick them up with these for sure. I think they would have got a flat, but that's about it.
Well, if true, he should be DQ'd for the rest of the season.
Yep. Loss of all points, DQ for the rest of the season. Sizable fine.
0 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have 0 points because they got DQ'd. So any points they were trying to salvage for the year are gone.
Good.
So yeah, I would say take all his points for the season. Zero.
This was race 1.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Race
Well,
one
then
of
I guess they
race
did.
one of a 4-race series.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
still you're
that-
done for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you next year.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah, so that
it was real.
$2 million Mason
It was
they
real
just
and it was
ordered.
fun, but it wasn't real fun. Deuces.
Mhm.
You're out the door.
Yeah.
See you next year. Think twice. And then go to and then hopefully the other local Southern California organizations say, oh yeah, by the way, you're not racing with us either.
It is being talked about. So that is some real drama for sure.
That's some
Bullshit.
straight bullshit. What that is.
Yeah, there's no, as far as I know, there's no video of him actually placing them. But there is video of another team following his tracks and finding him hiding next to his Can-Am.
Why were you hiding?
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anywho,
do you want to go with NASCAR to start or Formula One to start?
let's go with NASCAR because I didn't get to watch the whole race. I only got to watch the last couple hundred laps of it.
Well, before we get to Cup, I think we should talk about the ARCA race.
I did not get to
'cause
watch that at all.
A couple things happened in the ARCA race. George Siciliano,
That was at
better
Hickory.
known as, that was at Hickory in
Yep.
the ARCA race, ARCA East,
Mhm.
a.k.a.
Squirrel
LS
McNutt.
George, a.k.a. Squirrel McNutt. This was his first ever sanctioned circle
Well,
track
first ever
short track
late
race.
model race.
Yeah, I mean,
The
not
Ground
really
Picks are
late
not a
model.
late model.
Well, the ARCA cars aren't late model either. They're a little bit heavier. But anyway, did fairly well, I thought. He qualified 11th or
Right
11th
there,
or 12th,
yeah.
something like that. No, qualified 13th. Lucky 13. I remember the number now. Ran kind of right in that area all race long. The only real mistake he had was he got it down on the inside of the track and did some agricultural racing and spun himself out.
Got a little greedy.
And yeah, he said it, but basically he got a little. But from a guy who's doesn't have any experience, I thought he did pretty well.
Finished 14th, right?
He's in, yeah, finished 14th.
I think 14th.
Was not on the lead lap for most of that race. They lapped up to 8th place, I think. And then that race got a little spicy towards the end. There was some thumping and banging. And the guy who led the most laps did not win. And
Like another race that happened.
salty about it. Yeah, he was a little bit salty about it in the post-race interview. We had the best car here by far. Well, that's why you run the race and don't just run qualifying, pal.
Yeah, qualifying's easy by yourself.
I forget her last name, but first black woman ever to race in an ARCA race, Destiny something or other. She did pretty well. She finished 6th.
7th.
Tip of the cap to her.
Destiny Spurlock. For
Okay.
a box Trekka Chevy with 2 X's.
Okay.
Just reading it.
Yeah. But she did well. And she stayed out of trouble all race.
On the
That
lead lap.
Car was clean all race long. So again, I've been accused of being a little rough on the female drivers, and I'll give her credit where credit's due. Also, Jade Avedisian, I forget where she was running. Actually led for a while. I finished 2nd or 3rd in a IMSA race.
Mhm.
And
There's some girl drivers out there for sure.
I think Jade Avedisian is, I would consider, one of the best up and coming drivers right now. She's a break away from being a big time driver. I think she's more talented than Ty Gibbs. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And she's still a Toyota development driver too, so she's got a little help behind her. Was there a truck race this weekend? If there was, I didn't watch it.
I don't know.
Yeah, George finished 13th. In the number 0 Heatwave Visual Ford. He did 193 laps, 7 laps down. So, not bad for your first time. I mean, there was a total of 23 entrants. So, mid-pack. Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right in the middle.
Yeah, he ran right where his baseball card said he should.
Yeah. He didn't do anything spectacular, but he didn't do anything dumb. And I think this was more, don't be stupid, we're going to Dega. Because he had to run this to be able to get approved from ARCA to run Dega with Cletus. So now they can do a whole deal for shake and bake at Dega.
So he's going to run. Cletus is going to run ARCA and O'Reilly.
Yep.
Wow.
He's got
a
both.
Busy weekend.
And then George is going to be there, assuming he gets approved. I don't see why he wouldn't after the drive at Hickory. He'll be there in the same livery with the Heatwave visual for Dega in an ARCA car. So Red Jones Racing's prepping both of them. So I mean, it'll be equal equipment, equal everything, other than the drivers.
Yeah, and Red Jones, he's not a top tier team, but they're quality cars.
Yeah,
they're no joke.
They're not the number one, but they're definitely in the hunt.
Yeah,
you put a good driver in the wheel, he'll do really good. They make a slick car for Talladega or for Daytona. They make a slick Speedway car.
Yeah, and Cletus and George by association have caught a lot of shit from the quote unquote real racers. He didn't earn it. He didn't follow the process. Yada yada yada. He doesn't deserve to be there. He's only there because of his YouTube following. Probably all true statements. But
they said the same thing in 1997 about Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean everybody has to start somewhere.
He ain't old enough. He shouldn't be here.
There are people in NASCAR coming into NASCAR that you could say the same thing. You're only in there because your daddy's got bucks, or your grandpa's got bucks, or your family's got bucks.
I'm sure they said that about Richard Petty. He's only driving a car because of his daddy.
Yep, Lee Petty.
Yeah.
Richard kind of showed him that he had talent, though.
A little bit, just a bit,
just
a couple strings of it.
The funny thing about Richard Petty is they asked him, how he felt about 7 championships, and he goes, "Well, I'd have won 20 if I was really running for championships." He goes, "I was just trying to put food on my table."
Yep, I remember that. I remember that interview when he said that too. He's like, "What do you think about 7 champions?" He goes, "I'd have won 20 had I not been racing for food."
Yeah, and he didn't say it in a real braggadocious way. He was humble about it, and I believe it to be true. He was a giant amongst men when he was in his prime.
Those guys back then, those guys were racing to eat. It's not like they were, points racing was not a thing then. You didn't get money for a championship. You got money for a weekly win.
Yeah. They handed me the trophy, and I went to the backside of the grandstands to collect my money.
Yeah, because that was my tow money. I could pay the mortgage. I could buy some food for the family, and it was my tow money to the next track and my entry fee.
Yeah.
The Cup race was fairly exciting.
Yeah, it was.
I
only saw the last couple hundred laps.
Well, no, I will say I do feel bad for one guy. For sure.
Which guy?
Brian Blaney?
Nah, Denny.
I feel bad for him because Denny fucked him.
Well, I mean, he led all frickin' day in the last pit stop rounds. Yeah. In the last pit stop rounds, he got screwed.
They were saying in his post-race interview that he might have had a loose rear wheel.
Yeah.
For that last section.
Actually, yeah, Denny was saying he thought he had a loose right rear, wasn't it?
Left rear.
Yeah.
He thought left rear was.
So he was nursing that because the handle he said the handle went away on the car and it felt really bad and all this stuff. But I still feel as though
obvious to him.
I still feel as though that he come off the turn and he raped Ryan.
You know, eight tires turn better than 4.
Eh.
Yeah,
I didn't see
what do you
Ryan's
do?
interview. I didn't see
Ryan's interview was pretty. Ryan's interview was pretty calm. He didn't, just kind of racing deals way he looked at it.
Okay.
The only, and that wasn't in the Cup race, but the downforce Danny, if you watch Cletus' video, told Roger Carruth, "Hey, you better tighten them seatbelts tight," because him and Jesse Love got into it, and then in a moment of real maturity, Jesse Love looks at him and says, because the two crew chiefs were arguing, he goes, "Why don't you two go argue somewhere else so he and I can talk?" And then Jesse Love and Roger Carruth had a fairly calm conversation, and it looked like it was pretty productive.
I didn't hear the audio. I did just seen on that, Jesse Love was over by Carruth, and, words being said, but Jesse was just kind of like hanging out. I was like, what is going on? But I never got the audio, but I like that from Jesse.
Yeah.
Y'all go argue somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Danny Stockman walked right up to Roger Carruth. "You better tighten them belts down real good," which to me tells me you're going to wreck me. Why else are you saying that? And then, like I said, Jesse Love calmly and maturely says, "Why don't you guys go somewhere else and argue so we can talk?" And I tip of the hat to that. I thought that was real mature.
See,
Yep,
that's
I agree.
not only an Xfinity champion, O'Reilly champion. That's future Cup champion, if you're talking that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Jesse's got that level of talent.
It's very plausible. I mean, he's shown well. He's done stuff with the number 2 car the previous driver said couldn't be done.
Yeah. Previous driver being Sheldon Creed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Arguably, it's been said that Sheldon didn't get the best of the best stuff on that 2 car either.
Yeah, but Jesse got in that car and was instantly better than Sheldon, like right out of the gate.
Yeah, but there was an off season.
True, I'll agree with you there, but
A lot of things happen in an off
Sheldon.
season.
It weakens Sheldon's case, I think, and I like Sheldon. Don't get me wrong. He's my
Well,
boy.
I'm looking at what Sheldon's doing this year with the Haas in the Chevy. I mean, Haas made it clear. He goes, I'm not holding back for either of my drivers. They are going to have the best of the best. Both cars will have the best of the best. There's not going to be one driver over the other, and you can see it. Sheldon's doing pretty well.
No, I think Sheldon's doing real well. He's advanced quite a bit over what they did last year, and I think it's showing. Sheldon's got a win under his belt. That's nothing to sneeze at.
He just moved up to third in points, didn't he?
Yeah, I think that win boosted his confidence because since then he's been running farther up front.
Yep.
I think a win definitely helps anybody's confidence.
Oh yeah,
Because we're all type A personalities, but we all have self-doubt too.
Yep.
Especially when you go,
Absolutely.
I got it. Oh, what's going on?
The psyche of a race car driver is one of the most fragile things there is out there.
I know. I had to deal with you.
well,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Pull you
Yeah,
up sometimes
absolutely.
and calm you down sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. Absolutely, there's stuff that was going on behind the scenes and that a lot of people didn't know about. But yeah, there's things get in the driver's head, and it's it happens. You start to doubt
for
yourself.
sure.
You start to doubt yourself, and then it manifests. And the next thing you know is nothing's going right.
I'm not too proud to say that the entire time I raced, in every race car I ever got in every race I ever raced, I had imposter syndrome. I felt like I didn't belong there. I felt like people were going to discover that I had no talent and didn't belong in a race car, and I was a hazard to navigation. And I fought against it. It's just I was very insecure in my own head. Now, externally, I didn't let that show through. I was a little cocky because that was me trying to overcome that. But being brutally honest, I was very insecure about my racing.
Yeah.
It's just the way it was. That was the battle I fought in my head.
and there's a reason why we chased a 32nd of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it got to the point where you guys are like, you're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? But there's a reason why. It's because, externally you sit there and say, yeah, we're fast, we're going to win. But dude, 90% of the time we show up at the track and be like, fuck, did we have enough, did we put the car together enough to make sure that we can at least get a top three? Because if we keep getting top threes, we will get that win. Every freaking week going to the track, that was going through my head. Heather will tell you, dude, there's a lot of conversations in the truck going to the track like, fuck, I don't know if we got enough this week. And I don't know what else we can bring.
When it came to the 32nd of an inch, Neil and I weren't going, what the fuck? We just started lying to you about the measurements.
Yeah.
You didn't know you were in the car.
16th was fine.
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's get on to F1.
That's a true confession. I'm telling you right now, that happened.
There's a lot of things you guys lied to me about you think I don't know about. Like, coming in from hot laps, dude, whatever you guys put on that car, do it more because that car was hooked up. You guys didn't check tire pressure, sent me out without tire pressure.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that one for sure. I told you, wish I could, but I got no idea what you had.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to F1.
A little bit of controversy in F1.
So, well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I watched the race. I watched qualifying. Number one, qualifying was pretty exciting in the fact that Red Bull I officially think that Red Bull at the beginning of the season is a 10th place team. They're in the 10th place team, both cars. They have flashes of greatness, but Max Verstappen is, and again, it's no secret, I am not a Max Verstappen fan, but something's going on in Red Bull with the Ford. That car is not good at all. And Max is complaining about shit. I joke around like, oh, the shifts, they're shit, blah, blah, blah. You hear that every race, but there is something going on with that car. Max did not make it out of second round of qualifying. He qualified 11th, and he finished the race, and I think it was 7th. So they couldn't even strategy him into a top 5. And Red Bull is pretty good about strategy. They're good about strategying into a race. Now the safety car probably didn't help with that. But I'm not even going to talk about the race because as far as the race goes, Mercedes has it down. Mercedes won by 14 seconds. Antonelli won the race with what was it? Leclerc in second and Russell in third. I believe it was, but I'm going to go as far as to say, no, it was not Leclerc. It was well, whatever. The top 3 was just there. The big thing is what the drivers have been talking about with this new system and deployment strategies of these batteries. What the drivers have talked about happened in the Japanese race. Liam Lawson coming through a section of the track, deploying power, and the Alpine was scavenging battery. Charging the battery, and freaking I think they said it was a 60 kilometer an hour difference in speed is what they were saying. And Liam Lawson took a 50 G hit into the barriers. And that's
not nothing.
That's not nothing. I think they were saying that is the hardest recorded G hit in F1. And last year it was I think it was a 41 or 42 G hit was it Ocon took
something
last
like that,
year? Yeah. This year 50 G, and the drivers have said, and this is one of the things the announcer said, and I agree. Race car drivers are not risk averse. By nature, they are not scared of risk. They take risks. They enjoy it. They live on the energy. They live on the adrenaline. They love it. When you've got race car drivers at the top level in F1 saying, F1, you need to do something with these cars, you're going to hurt people. And we just saw it. Thank God that Liam come out of that car. He was limping. He's banged up. No broken bones, no anything. But it happened. And F1, by the looks of it, F1 is backpedaling on a lot of things, and they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna, in this month off, we're gonna figure something out." And F1 just come out and said that they think that the 50-50 ratio between the electric, and the internal combustion motor might have been a mistake.
You think?
Exactly.
Well, I think a hybrid race cars are a mistake. Period.
To a point, I'll agree. I would say this: they either need to have all internal combustion. I'd love them to go back to the V10. Love the sound of those motors. Or do like they do. They got EF1. They got Formula E. Run all electric or all internal combustion.
Speaking of Formula E, did you see where every single driver signed the petition to where they need to change the officiating?
No, I did not.
How balls and strikes are called?
No.
Please elaborate. Do you know more?
I don't have details. I just know that every one of them signed a petition saying that they don't agree with how it's been called.
But F1 has a month off because of what's going on over, not getting into politics, because of what's going on over in the Middle East.
It's
F1
not safe
has a
to
month
send,
off.
all that stuff over there.
They've got a month off. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. I'm not going to argue this. Mercedes has to do something. They've got to do something with their turbos and their deployment on the starts, because that's another thing is they're qualifying up front, but they're not getting the jumps, and that is creating a potentially hazardous situation. Mercedes needs to figure that out so their drivers can launch off the line correctly, because Ferrari and McLaren finally was able to start a race and do well. Ferrari and McLaren have it figured out. Red Bull, they are not doing well on the starts, but it's all part of this deployment, this hybrid deployment system, and the drivers saying this is not racing. We're like, they're saying when we're going down the straightaways and we have to lift to scavenge to charge our batteries on the straightaways, that's not racing. And I agree.
Yeah.
That's Phil's point of view, if anybody cares.
I will say this, switching away from Formula One, NASCAR, with their changes they made to the car, really showed up at Martinsville, and I think it showed up well. It was an improved race
racy.
for sure. Yeah.
Was this the first race with the higher horsepower?
For a short track, yeah.
Yeah. And you could see it. They were having a hard time with it. I mean, you could see the drivers were having to pedal the cars a little bit.
I want more. I think, give them another 100 horsepower and, make the tire even softer. Goodyear claims they can't make a tire softer, but we all know that can't be true, because we've seen some really soft Goodyears in
well, we've talked about it. They're not willing to take the PR hit.
Off the tires.
Because we've talked about it before, give me Goodyear and, Hoosier. Give me two tires in NASCAR again.
Make Tire Wars happy again. Speaking of what Phil just said about sauce in the tires, I'm going to reach out to the guy. This guy has invented a machine that will test tires at the track
in seconds.
Instant results. Yeah. And it's so simple, it's not even funny. He fires a laser at the tire. It's a special kind of laser, and times how long it takes the tire to smoke. And a tire that has been modified will smoke faster than one that has not. And so he literally puts the tire in the chamber, fires the laser at it, and says, nope, it's been sauced.
Will it do that for Simple Green?
anything that softens the tire.
You're not biting. You're not biting on that
No,
one.
I am the Simple Green subject matter expert in this group, but yeah, it would expose Simple Green. So I'm gonna reach out to that guy and see if we can get him on here because I think that's very cool. Not having to wait days for tire test results is huge.
Yeah, I mean,
You
literally
will
come off the track.
Yeah, we're gonna test your tire right here in tech, and people will know within minutes whether or not you were legal. And I think if it's a viable technology, and he seems to think it is, they've been testing it for almost a year now. You will take saucing out of the equation. It'll just quit because you just can't you can't do it.
Right. Well, your opinion on saucing tires is that's worse than cussing at Jesus face to face.
I'm somewhat of a hypocrite for saying that, but I think one of the worst things you can do in racing is mess with the tires.
Yeah. Especially when you have a driver come up and admit to you they've sauced tires as they're sitting in the alternative spot for tech.
Yeah. That's just my opinion. And other people may not share it.
Well, if it's against the rules, it's against the rules. I mean, it's
Yeah,
definitely
but
a performance advantage.
There's innovation, and then there's cheating.
Right.
The guy who looked at the restrictor plate and said, "Hey, there's 8 holes in this plate instead of 4." That guy was an innovator. The guy who sauces his tires, you're cheating. It's just that simple.
I agree.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, he has 2 different machines. One fires the laser at it, and the other one tests the air coming out of the tire. Like you put this machine on the valve stem and checks the air coming out of the tire for softening chemicals.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I mean,
'Cause
you
that's
could literally
some guy's
test everybody.
Yeah, that's some guy's way of getting around the testing for the tire softeners. They put it on the inside of the tire and let it work its way out from the inside out.
Yeah, the dude's very, very smart. Obviously, I watched the video on it, and I was like, all right, I'm down with this.
Yeah, and Phil will tell you this: the biggest cheaters there are, as far as tire softeners, are kart racers.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I think that about brings us to a close. Unless you guys have anything else.
Nothing that a shot of roast stuff I won't take care of.
So, people have been subscribing. Thank you for that. We're up to 221 subscribers as of the beginning of this video, and we've been getting a steady increase. Thank you guys for that. We are on Facebook at Dirty Sliders. We are on X/Twitter, whatever name that place is, at dirty.sliders. Instagram is dirty_sliders, and you can search for us on Patreon under Dirty Sliders. We have merch on there. We have stickers that Phil produced. We have t-shirts that John's producing, and you can support us there for as little as $1 a month. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out our algorithm a ton, and it has been helping us. We're starting to see a little bit of growth there, and I'm cautiously optimistic. Those that are supporting us, thank you. We definitely appreciate it. We're having fun doing this, and hopefully you're having fun listening to us.
And if you don't like it, you're welcome to come on and show us how it's done.
Exactly. Yeah. If you think we're full of shit, make a comment, and we'll have you on next week.
And I won't be here next week. I'll be someplace else.
Well, enjoy.
That other place.
Yes. Can't say where. In case they watch. HIPAA. HIPAA.
He could tell you, but he'd have to kill you.
Everyone, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Well, thank you for watching/listening to episode 69. So next week I won't be as much fun on the opening, but we do enjoy you listening. We do enjoy you watching. And please come back and watch again. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.